Sir, I thank you for allowing me to speak. Bahujan Hitai, Bahujan Sukha is a dictum enunciated in the Rig Vedas, which emphasizes public welfare lies in the happiness of the masses. So, Kautilya Chanakya had said, Praja Sukhe Sukham, Rajya Prajanamcha Hita Hitam, which means in the happiness of his public rests the king's happiness, in their welfare, his welfare. He shall not consider as good only that which pleases him, but treat as beneficial to him whatever pleases his people. Sir, the economy has shrunk and revenues plunged with fiscal deficit crippling to 9.5% of GDP, as against the budgeted 3.5%. Sir, receipts under all three heads, tax revenues, non-tax revenues and non-debt capital, fell short in the current fiscal as compared to the budgeted targets. There was a colossal level of expectation on the Union Budget 21, as it had the opportunity as well as the capability to provide a boost to the economy, whereas it merely provided a remedy for the struggling economy. The sectors with huge appetite, such as education, health, agriculture, defense, have received comparatively lesser funds, most astonishingly, sir. And the primary concerns for the growth of the country, unemployment and inequality, have gone out of focus. Most importantly, there has been no announcement of sector-specific revival packages for aiding sectors like telecommunication, power, construction, mining, aviation and travel, tourism and hospitality. Sir, these only reflect that the state of affairs are averse to the dictum of the Rig Vedas or utterances of Kautilya Chanakya under the current regime. Sir, the budget statement of 21-22 only confirms that the government is committed to an institutionalized program to increase the income inequality while allowing for the unbridled growth of corporate private capital. Its growth model is of an economy driven by sheer brute power of private capital on the back of rising mass poverty. So the Honorable Finance Minister felt no need to explain in the budget how and why the fiscal deficit is nearly twice of what it was in the previous year. Also, she felt no need to explain where this shortfall in taxes occurred. There are important questions. These are important questions to understand one who is bearing the costs of the pandemic. The shortfall in collection of taxes was 35% from corporate taxes, 29% from income taxes, and 15% from indirect taxes, that is goods and service taxes, excise on petrol, diesel, etc. Sir, this suggests that the companies and the rich who pay income taxes suffered more than from the pandemic, as they paid less taxes than expected. But the poor who lost jobs, suffered the most from pandemic, also paid way more taxes in proportion to their income than the rich. They not just paid GST on every essential commodity they consumed, also sir, the high taxes on petrol and diesel pushed the price of these commodities further, leading the poor to bear a larger cost of the pandemic. Sir, you will be sad to know that we have repeated the event of the first budget 73 years after, way back in 1947-48, where the corporate tax was estimated to be less than the income tax. This is our progress, sir. We are moving backwards. Sir, we know that the poorest suffered from most from the pandemic and continue to suffer, but this budget reveals that even the government extracted from them more, and they were being made to pay through the nose. Sir, all this to make it further easier for the rich and the super rich of the country. The budget announces that it will reduce the investigation period of tax evasion from 6 years to 3 years, and also raise the limit for serious fraud cases to an annual income of ₹50 lakh and above. This effectively, sir, puts an end to substantial number of earlier economic tax evasion cases. Sir, in this regard, I would just say that we all know, and you would be pleased to know, sir, you would appreciate that the founding principles of democracy reiterates the phrase of the people, for the people, and by the people. However, this government is guided by different principles, which is poles apart from that, and it is, I feel, sir, for the capitalists, by the capitalists, and of the capitalists. Sir, and also, I would say, Sir, the government has only one magical answer to all problems. And what is it, sir? Privatize the public sector, monetize the public assets, including lands, public works, highways, electricity lines, whatever. The budget announced that it will, in the year ahead, privatize 2 public sector banks. It has decided this without even naming which bank it plans to privatize. This indicates that there is no rational or reason other than present commitment to the private sector. Sir, also, we know the Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation of India insures only up to rupees 5 lakhs, which is inducing a fear psychosis about investing any further in the public sector banks, sir. And there is a process for the capital to go elsewhere. Sir, the message from the budget is, if you suffered, so be it. Don't complain. Don't expect anything. Just get on with it. This is the notion of self-reliance of individuals, not that of the country. And thus, government opened the insurance industry to complete foreign ownership and control. The Life Insurance Corporation of India has been sacrificed on the altar of crony capitalism, sir, I feel. Sir, now we are having certain electoral lurings. The government has announced a 100 crore package for tea plantation workers in Assam and West Bengal. Sir, it is a welcome move, of course. But for tea plantation workers who are beyond destitution and have been so far suffering for decades, this is nice. But if we look into the facts, exactly how far will this money go? If it is divided equally among 5 lakh tea plantation workers in the 2 states, it amounts to rupees 2,000 per worker for the whole year. And I repeat, sir, it is for the whole year. So it is well imaginable how much it will solve their problems. Sir, also in this regard, I would like to bring to a notice that during the last Lok Sabha polls in Bengal, there were electoral promises of 7 tea estates being put under acquisition. And till date, sir, nothing has transpired, and the laborers, they continue to suffer. So, sir, now I look into the sector-wise problems that has been created. So the education sector observed a dip in terms of fund allocation. The allocated fund to Education Ministry has been brought down by 6,086 plus crores. That means now it is 93,224 plus crores in 21-22. The fund for essential schemes like Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan also has been brought down from 38,750 crores to 31,050 plus crores. The fund allocation for national scheme for incentive to girls for secondary education has been decreased by rupees 100 crores. Sir, all these are deplorable steps. Surprisingly, there has been no announcement of digital infrastructure despite a mammoth increase on online learning as schools, colleges and coaching institutions had to remain shut due to pandemic. Sir, in this regard, I would like to mention the Bengal government under the leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister, Srimati Mamata Banerjee, this has provided 10,000 rupees to 9.5 lakh students of class 12 to buy smartphones for online education. Sir, for the agricultural sector, the budget did not enhance any support to the agricultural sector. There is no such increase in the outlays on any of the existing central sector schemes on agriculture, including that on crop insurance or those centrally sponsored schemes transferred to the states like on irrigation, the RKVY or the food security mission. Out of the budget outlay of 1.3 trillion for 1920, the actual spending was rupees 94,251 crores. In 2021, out of 1.34 trillion, the spending was 1.17 trillion.
Honorable Avir Ranjan ji, conclude, please.
Sir, I have...
Yes,
sir?
yes. Sir.
Okay, sir, I'll take 2 more minutes.
Yeah,
Sir. Please, silent.
conclude.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you. Okay, sir. And most astonishingly, sir, this year, sir, the much hyped about, we know, this government's flagship scheme, PM Kisan, rupees 10,000 crores have been slashed on that account, most unexpectedly. Whereas this government lauds the Kishans as Annadata, but it doesn't reciprocate in its actions. So this is not expected. Anyway, whereas while allocating 900 crore for the newly created Agricultural Infrastructure Fund for 2021, there has been a cut of 1,700 crores on the interest subsidy scheme for the farm loans. Again, sir, for the defense sector, It has remained more or less the same. We know the threat of China and Pakistan looms large. We also know that they are joining hands in trying to put us in uneasiness. But in spite of that, there has been only a marginal increase of 3,260 crores, sir. So the defense pension needs to be mentioned, sir. It has dipped from 1.3 lakh crores in budget estimates to...
Please conclude now.
Sir,
Conclude.
I'll take
Conclude.
1 more minute, sir. I'll take one.
Please conclude.
Sir, I will, sir. I will just, I take one.
Please conclude.
Sir, to it has currently it has been decreased by 70,775 crores to 13.4%. Sir, all this, sir, same, sir. If I go on saying I can, but well, there are a constraint of time, sir. So please, I'll just conclude. Disregarded. Sir, there are disregarded sectors. The focus on inequality was completely missing, including the poor, the migrant workers.
Please conclude. I am calling
Sir,
other
I'll
speaker
take
now. I am calling
half
other
a minute,
speaker.
sir. I'll just
Sorry. Please.
Okay, sir. I'll say one thing and conclude. Sir, if India's top 11 billionaires are taxed at just 1% of their wealth, it would pay the average wage of 9 lakh
Thank you.
workers
Thank you.
for 5 years.
Thank
And,
you,
sir,
Honorable MB.